Hey friends, I am here in a hotel in Charleston, South Carolina right now, and I have a question for you. Are you homeless when you are between leases? So one lease is going on, right? And it has a set date and it ends at, say, I don't know, it was August 30th was the end of the month. So one lease ends and then one starts. For a lot of people, sometimes they'll even overlap and you're paying for two places. Not ideal, but it's great that you can move in from one place to another. So what if you have a lease that ends and then you're moving somewhere and then you've got to look for a place because you don't have a place lined up yet. So that is what just happened to me. I know this has happened to me before where I kind of lived in temporary accommodation. And that was like back in grad school. I finished up my undergrad. I packed up my stuff. I think I probably lived at my parents' house for a little bit. And then I moved myself out to Texas and I needed to look for a place. Well, I figured there I was just going to spend a couple of days. So I looked for basic accommodations. I found some really cruddy little place. It was pretty, actually, I thought it was great. It had like a manhole in the middle of the kitchen. And I don't know, I think it was like trials and tribulations. Finding a place took about a week to line that up. So for that week, I still considered myself just looking for an apartment. I lived with my parents, technically, like legally, I did my taxes through that, all that stuff. So not a big deal when you're early 20s, student age, and all that. So now what happens when you grow up, you close up one house, and you move somewhere else, and you need to look for a place? Well, you're not really homeless because you're going to have a home soon. You got it under control, but you have to figure out where to stay. And, temporary accommodation in hotels is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm here now. And I am currently good morning. I am currently in one of the snazziest hotels I've been in a while. See, I got a sofa there. There's a window. You go out there, there's another window. There's me, there's a bathroom. I am actually staying in the handicapped room, which gave me a little extra space. Hotels.com suggested it, so I wasn't just being naughty. So yeah, when you're between leases, like I spent these last 3 weeks looking for a place, and now I have a lease lined up, and I get to move in after my tour, so the middle of October. I can move in sooner, but I'll be on the road. So the question is, are you homeless, or are you just in flux? At what point do you become homeless, and is it weird? And at what point is it just like it's just a normal cycle? I've been really surprised at how many people have been worried about it. Actually, there's been people who were like, wow, you moved, congrats, you moved into this place, that's so awesome. And I was like, no, I moved out, I haven't moved in yet. That takes time. So I'm not moved in. Don't talk about me being moved in. You're stressing me out because I don't even know where I'm going to live. And then there's people that have been congratulating me for having a new lease. And I'm thinking, well, don't most people have leases? Like, I'm all like grown up and stuff, pay those bills, get a roof. Is it congratulations? Like, should it be that hard? How hard should it be to rent a place? Isn't everybody who is watching this right now living in a house and probably paying to be in it? And now I think if you buy a house, that's when it's like, congratulations, you bought a house. That is so amazing, because that's a big commitment. You're either phenomenal and you just bought it, or you have a mortgage, but it's a commitment. And a lease is a commitment, and that's great and all, but people live in houses and apartments and places, and I don't know, I just don't really understand why people are congratulating me. It makes me feel like they think like, good little kid, you live in a house. And I'm like, yeah, I've lived in houses for lots of years. Then again, I do have to admit, I spent a lot of years on the road, and during those years on the road, I didn't actually have a lease because I'd be traveling 300 days a year. So I'd come back and I'd stay with friends during time in between. So maybe people doing that to me are recognizing that I have been a nomad and me having a set place means like maybe I'll be there and I'll get stuff done. And like, I don't know, like maybe it makes me sound more like I'll be stationary, but you know what? Nah, I still travel. Traveling is really, really great because that's how you get to be everywhere and make art with people everywhere. And yeah, so the reason I haven't come online in a while is one thing is if you don't have a set place to live, you have to look for temporary accommodation, which is normally more expensive per day than when you can have a little place to stay. So I was looking for some places to stay, and some of them were really, really awful. The internet was so slow. I actually stayed at the extended stay. And the extended stay, what I thought was great was I had a kitchen, so I didn't have to eat out everything or just microwave stuff. But the internet was so slow that there was no way I was going to come online. And I also had a tree from my window, and there was no way you would have seen me if I came online. So, yeah, temporary accommodation. I guess, yeah, I wonder, nobody is really, you can't be homeless if you're living in, I mean, you can't call yourself homeless if you're living in like a room that has enough space that you can spin around like this. Um, but yeah, anyway, I don't know what you think. I am so glad that I have a home that I'm going to move into. I wish that it had been sooner. I was really hoping it would take just a week to find a place, but Asheville, the market is crazy. They have so many things. I'm going to make a whole post about the requirements for finding a lease because it's really nuts. Anyway, that was my homelessness rant of the moment. I missed you guys so much. I don't know if you've missed me. So, yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.